Hello, Knockouts. Tanya TKO here, and we are broadcasting in live right now on YouTube and Twitter Periscope. I'm going to be uploading this later to Facebook. I just wanted to get this video done because this video has come highly requested by you all. And at first, I wasn't going to talk on it because I was like, honestly, I don't think that people are ready for my point of view. And so I kind of just been trying to just let this one blow over, but you all were not having that. And you kept writing to me and even posting inside of my comments, wanting to see my take on this. And I don't think that some of you really want to hear what it is that I have to say, right? This is a video that is not for mixed company. So if you're a man, you can go ahead, click out of the video, and we'll meet you on another video, right? We'll meet you in the future on another video. For those of you who don't know me, I am Tanya TKO. I'm your host. I am a self-love specialist from TanyaTKO.com. I teach you how to love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we use viral video topics as teachable moments for dating, relationships, in our own lives. So I am a certified clinical hypnotherapist. I'm also a life coach and the author of the Book of Affirmation, Self-Love, which is currently sold out on Amazon Mexico, Amazon Canada, Amazon Europe, and it just sold out yesterday in the United States. So we're going to get that stock refilled. So if there's anybody out there who has gotten my book, and my book has done amazing things inside of your life, or just wanted to give your point of view, please, please, please go to Amazon and leave your review. Thousands of you have bought the premiere book that came out last year. And so I want you all to let people know what the book has done. The book has done amazing things for my life and other people's lives as well. So leave your review on Amazon, and we're going to jump right into this Jeannie Mai video. We're going to play the whole thing, and I'm going to give my live reaction on it. So we may be pausing. Go grab your popcorn and whatever drinks you need to get, and let's jump and dive right in. All right, so let's take a look. Let's take a look. Oh, brother. Here we go. So the video starts out because she was talking about Judge Barrett and some religious group that she's a member of or something like that. And the religious group believes in women submitting to their husbands. And so we're going to play the whole entire thing so that you can have the whole thing in context. All right, so here we go.
In court, Amy Coney Barrett has close ties to a Christian religious group called People of Praise, who reportedly teach that it's a wife's job to submit to the will of her husband, as the Bible teaches. So far.
All right, so what I want you all to do is I need you to let me know if we have good audio on this. Also, if you're on my mailing list and you have come over from my mailing list, go ahead and throw up those thumbs up. Throw up the number 1 so I know that you're from my mailing list. If you're not on my mailing list, go to TanyaTKO.com and click on subscribe. And I send out messages when we do videos like this that are highly requested that people want to get in on the conversation of. So let me know how the sound is. Okay, so you all need the sound louder. Let's see. Let me see if I can get this sound up louder. All right. Okay. So I'm going to play it a little bit again. Let me just, we don't even have to rewind because we really want to get into the meat of the submission. So let me know if this is better.
Declined to publicly discuss her affiliation with People of Praise. I did not even know this existed. But this week, Matthew Cochran of the Federalist defended this viewpoint, arguing that equality in marriage only breeds resentment, and that just because a woman is submissive to her man doesn't mean it will hold her back in life, highlighting Amy's potential new job as evidence of that.
All right, so listen. All right, so the sound is good for you all. All right, welcome in everyone from the mailing list. Welcome. Let's continue to go forward. We're going to keep playing this through.
So ladies, this view, I'm sorry, I'm already thinking about my answer, but do you view this as ridiculous?
What?
Right. Do you guys feel as women?
This is crazy.
This tension coming up when you hear this?
Submission.
Garcelle, what? It's that
when
word.
I think of submission, I think maybe back in the 50s and the 40s. But I think what is submissive in the 2020? What is submissive? I think we have to define that. And I think for me, it would never work, right? But I think it really is up to the couple. I think you have to decide what is submissive. Is it cooking everything he wants? Is it having his bath ready when he comes home? Like, what is it? I think that has to be really redefined. But I'm not down for that. You won't get me to be submissive. There are things that I'll give and take in a relationship, but to be completely submissive,
that's compromise.
Like even the word obey when you're getting married in a marriage vow, you say obey. But are people really doing that these days? It's like, I respect you and I will honor you, but I think the obeyed submissiveness is out for me.
I think it's so weird when people try to use the Bible for these sorts of things. I think that gets really weird. Obviously, the Bible was written in a different time, a completely different. Literally, there's parts in the Bible that literally say that you should stone somebody if they eat shrimp in Leviticus. Like, we have to recognize,
or not color your hair.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, there's literally really extreme things that are said. I think God also gives us wisdom, and I think that there are also other parts of the Bible that recognize how important and how essential a woman is to the world and to a marriage, and it speaks on equality. Like, for me, I just feel like the concept of being me submissive to my husband, but what is he not submissive to me as well? I think for me, I think that's what giving.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh God. I feel like I had to pause it. Because she's like, is he going to be submissive to me as well? All right. All right, let's go forward. Let's go forward. There's so much confusion.
A relationship is about. It's about compromise. And stop smiling when you see that picture, Jeannie.
No, it's so cute. Like, why?
But I feel like this just takes us backwards, you guys. As women, we fought so hard to be equal and viewed equal in our relationships, our workplaces, and the concept
I need to stop it right there. Oh God. I just, God. Oh God. All right, you know what? I'm sorry. I hate it. I really hate it. I hate it when, oh God. I hate it. Oh God. I hate it when women start talking about how we fought to be equal to men. How we fought to be equal to them. I mean, come on, ladies, come on. Equal to men? Is you're out of your rotted mind? Equal to men? Come on now. It's like, this is where we get so confused. No. What we fought for were equal human rights. A man could never be equal to a woman. He could never be equal to a woman. Come on. We carry life inside of our wombs. The heartbeat of every human being that walks and breathes on this earth today beat inside of the body of a woman who felt that beat before it was actualized in the world. So no, a man could never be equal to a woman. And I think that we get it twisted because, yes, we fought for equal recognition. We fought for equal human rights so that we could be recognized as humans, not to be equal to men. This is what I'm saying. I don't think people are ready for the video that I'm about to say here, because this goes a lot deeper than just. Let's jump back in. Let's jump back in. Let's jump. All right, let's continue forward.
Has a negative connotation to it. I think when they're talking about her being a boss and obviously having this incredible position that she may be taking, guys, there are people who are bosses in their workplace and then they want to come home and let their husband lead. That again is their choice. That is not them being submissive.
Right.
That is them choosing.
It's about
that's what they want. It's a difference.
Right.
That's right.
No, you know what the thing is?
A
couple works for a couple. I can't judge them because that works for them. The problem that I have
this whole submission talk is that people will bring it over into real life. There's no way that women, I feel women in this country can't have real equality if you have this same old-fashioned, outdated type of thinking.
Right.
Now, in a marriage, that's fine, but if he thinks like that for a woman and she thinks like that for herself, then when they go outside, they're trying to spread it. And that's what you see right now. So now you're getting articles about, oh, they should be, women should be submissive. So now you have women that necessarily aren't in relationships questioning, well, should I be that way? Should I do that?
Right.
And that's not true equality for women. So that's the reason why I have a problem with it. What you do in your relationship, that's on you. But don't let it go out to the outside. That's what I'm saying.
But even
and you know what? I gotta pause it.
I gotta pause it. Being submissive because you're being forced.
The hell is Loni talking about? What is she talking about? Don't let that come outside. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about the whole premise is a wife submitting to her husband. What does that have to do with you outside of their marriage? Like, that's the part that's very confusing to me. Let's continue going forward. I'm sorry, let's keep going forward.
To be submissive. That doesn't mean you're being submissive because that is what is required of you as a woman. That is a choice.
Yes,
right. And because of that, I want to give you guys the actual definition of submit. And then I want to explain how I see this. So the actual definition of submit is to accept or yield to a superior force or to the authority or will of another person. So I'm going to say right here that I, Jeannie Mai, going into my marriage, I want to submit to my man.
I'm sorry.
Let me explain.
I got to pause. I got to pause. I need that. Listen. I can't wait till we talk about this after the video plays. But listen. I want to know who heard that definition of submit and was like, oh yeah, I can't wait for that. Yeah, I submit to a superior force. Yeah. I mean, come on. This is too much. This is too much. I want to know who saw that and was like, yeah, you know what? That definition is spot on. This is too much. This is too much. Let's keep going forward. She said she's going to explain. Let's go.
I hear this definition, like you just said, Adrian, submitting has a negative connotation. It means that you are less important, you are lower than that person that you're submitting to. It usually can be like, referenced as somebody who works lower than you, and that's not what I'm referring to here. Yeah, but what I really learned in my life for my definition of marriage, I'm not saying what I want works for everybody. I'm saying for me, I'm a very dominant woman. I own my business. I lead my teams. I played my own manager, my own publicist, my own lawyer when I didn't have money to have those people. So I make the decisions in my life. When I come home, I like the idea that my man leads us. That doesn't mean that in this case, Jay makes all the decisions for us. That doesn't mean that when he says, how are we spending our money or where are we moving, that I just say, yes, sir, or yes, your honor. Like, it's not that. It's you know what? I think that we would do best here. I want to do this. And he takes the decision. He formulates it with our overall vision and he leads us. And I like to submit to that. I don't want to lead in our household and in our marriage. I want him to lead, and I have all the essence of what I bring as a wife to make that decision, but that I love that my husband will be the man that leads. I like that structure in a marriage, and I look forward to that because, girls, it's tiring being the boss of me. It's tiring leading all the time.
All the time.
It's tired to be the boss of that all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, Adrian.
I don't like labels. I don't like labels. I agree. I just hope that, the thing is that, like I said, what people do in their relationship is fine, but I don't want to be taken outside. And sometimes men tend to feel like, well, this is how a woman is supposed to act. And if I'm working with you as a person on the outside, don't treat me like whatever your marriage is. I don't want that. I am my own person. Treat me like an equal. That's the only problem I have with that. What you do in your marriage,
I hear you, Loni.
But when outside, don't treat me like I'm your wife, because I'm not.
No, but I want to say this. I want to say this to all my sisters out there. I want to say this to all my sisters out there that feel me when I say that you can be dominant or you are the leader in your life and you make all the decisions. When you are coupled with a man, men inherently, if you got a good man, want to lead and want to protect you. I'm going to tell you from experience, if you dominate so much that you actually kind of take over in your own household, that you don't give him room to feel like a man, fill in the blank however you want, you strip him of being able to do what it is he does well, and it changes the dynamic of your
That's not true, Jeannie. Jeannie, that's not true.
I don't know about that, Jeannie. I don't know about that.
I don't think that's true for everyone. I don't think that's true.
Did anyone say everyone? Come on.
I'm talking about my own experience. In my experience, I need to there are areas where a man has to be able to have room to lead. And if you try to take over on everything, he's like, where am I? What?
Okay, so I want you all to take note of that. So we're going to be talking about this part in particular, like where does a man fit in if you take over on everything? So I'm not taking notes, so I'm going to depend on you all to remind me if I don't bring that up inside of the comments. I mean, inside of my commentary. I really despise when people say, no, that's not true for everyone. Like as if there's any person who can speak on every single living creature and being on earth. It's like when people are talking, they're talking about the consensus, right? And Jeannie Mai has consistently said, I'm speaking about my relationship and my experience and what it is that she wants. And people are all up in a huff. And we're going to jump into that. So let's continue forward. Let's continue.
What areas are we leaning on me to just be who I want to be in this relationship?
That's not my experience. And my experience has always been one of partnership and of equality. And I like for my man to come and ask me my opinion. And if we have an issue, we work it out. And we're compatible. And that's what I love about my relationship with James, is that it's totally 50%. I mean, and I just hate the label of equality, but I feel like I have a voice. I feel like I can trust him. He can trust me. And it's not this way here. Like, he's up here and I gotta, yes.
Right.
I just work so hard in my life that I trust him and I feel it. That's all. But everybody's got their own thing.
Why don't you like the word equal? Because isn't that equal?
Well, you know what? I love what you're saying, Jeannie, but I think also you can be the boss outside and want to come in.
Uh-oh. Sorry. I pressed the wrong thing. Let's keep going. Sorry.
And feel girly and let him lead. Mm-hmm. But I also think what Loni is saying about, just feeling like no one's really above each other. That he will check in with her, she will check in with him. And I think that makes you feel like you're in charge of your life too.
And you lean on each other.
Right.
You each have strengths and you each have weaknesses and you lean on each other. Yes, but I'm describing like I grew up in a household. My mom.
Listen.
She has a very strong force, and she took over a lot of decisions in the household to the point that my dad, unless it was always going to be a fight, he was like, you know what? Go ahead. Whatever you want to decide, go ahead. And I'm just going to do me. And that causes a wedge. And I can have that tendency. I'm just saying for me, I can have that tendency to follow like my mom because it's what I grew up in and I saw it. And I saw in my living space, I would all of a sudden just wake up and go and make decisions without asking and checking in. So I am the fault that can cause the inequality because I am pulling in my habits from my old household to how I run my business today. And that is not okay. And I'm careful and aware of that today. So I'm just telling that to anybody else who didn't tell me that when I could have learned that before.
Yeah. What you're saying is that women can be submissive. Men can be submissive to women just as women can be submissive to men or dominating. We'll take out the word submissive and say dominating.
Yield to each other. Dominating. Yield to each other. Yes.
Oh my gracious goodness. Okay, so that is it. I didn't watch the end part of that video. This is my first time seeing it. All right. Whew. All right, so listen, buckle up, knockouts, because we're going to dive right in. Like I said, this is not a video for mixed company. We're going to go into a lot of girl talk in this video. So if you're a man, go ahead and click out of the video. This video is not for you. I want to talk to women in this video, right? So, ladies, you know when you're menstruating and you got that heavy flow going and the clumps that's like the dried top of pudding. You know what I'm talking about? Like the film, the skin that forms on top. All right. So listen, now that we got the men out of the room, right? Listen, now that we got the men out of the room, let's talk. Ladies, sometimes we be doing too much. Sometimes we be talking too much. And sometimes we do things that just don't really benefit us. Like at the end of the day, what is our end goal, right? It's like sometimes we need to be quiet and just stay on code. You know, it's like if you want to be in relationship with men, right? If you like men, if you want to be in a healthy, functioning relationship with men, the very first thing that you need to do is you need to take this word equality out of your mind. You need to stop thinking of yourself wanting, really? Is it, you want to be equal to, you want calluses on your hands? You want, what would you want? You want to have a high tolerance for bad smell, dry, ashy skin, and the stuff that men seem to have high tolerances for? It's like, ladies, our strength and our power is not in combating a man. It's not in, let me move closer. Let's get this talk on the road. Let's talk, right? Oh, I'm about to drop stuff. Okay. Our power is not in being forceful. You know, it's like when it comes to men, right? How do I put this in the most politically correct way, right? Men are very sensitive to this. When it comes to men, men don't typically argue with one another and get into, you know, these big arguments with each other, because an argument between men can lead to a fight that causes the death of one or both of them. So men don't typically get into these petty arguments. You know how like you have your frenemies and you get into your arguments and all this, that, and the other, and you you back and forth and, oh, you do you think you all that? She know what she did, and all of that. Men don't typically get into all of that because a fight with between men can cause death. However, you as a woman, right? There's a lot of power in your words. You know exactly what I mean when any woman out there who is already sexually active and you've been in coitus with a man and you need him to get to where you need him to be, and then you start talking. Oh, and those words are powerful, aren't they? Because you start saying the right words that he needs to hear, right? Is it true? Is his member the biggest member you ever seen in the whole wide world? Is it the best feeling you ever felt, and all the feelingality of the universe and all that stuff that you be talking? Oh, but you be talking it and he be hearing it and he be getting where it is that he need to get. Right? So it's like, ladies, sometimes we need to put aside our pride, our ego, all of the stuff that really just doesn't mean a lot to us as women, and get on code. Ladies, when you're in public, that's why I said this video is not for mixed company. When you're in public, talk that talk. Oh, you want to submit? Oh, of course, my man is a king. Oh, he master of all masters. Oh, his brilliance is unlike any brilliance ever bestowed upon this earth. Oh, I am a better woman for being under his tutelage. Oh, just say, talk your talk and make that man feel how men need to feel to do the things that they need to do to get you what you want. It's like, what is it that you want, ladies? You want to be co-captain, co-pilot with calluses on your hand, holding on to the steering wheel of the ship, bumping elbows with him, and you want to be doing all of that? And let me calm myself down. Ladies, your power is in your femininity. Your power is in your ability. I'm going to say this, like I said, this video not meant for mixed company. Your power is in your ability to be able to control him. When I was at TKO Skin, I had just come back from an expo. And so the truck with all of the stuff was outside, and I needed people to bring the stuff up. There was like this workforce company, it's a few doors down, and there were always people who would come there in the morning looking for work, and then they would get jobs and go out, or they wouldn't and they would need to leave, right? So I went looking for some workers who wanted to earn some quick money, right? Earn some quick cash, put the cash in your pocket, go about your business, do this work that I need. And there was this woman there. There was this woman there who was like, I don't know if the word dyke is politically correct, but you know, if when I say that word, you know what comes into your mind. So this was a big buff woman with her Carhartt jacket and her construction boots and all this other stuff, right? And she was like, yeah, I'll come, right? And the men were like, yeah, because I needed about 3 or 4 guys, right? And she was like, yeah, I'll come, right? So listen to this, right? So everyone gathered out there to come lift the stuff. It was a lot of stuff. You know, I was like, we did skincare. So we're talking about hundreds of pounds of heavy stuff. And I was on the 3rd floor now, mind you. So they had to go up these stairs, run back down the stairs, grab the stuff, come up, go back down, run back up, right? And you know what happened? I'd say about 1/3 of the way in, right? I realized that, oh, even though she was, you know, this big, I don't want to say bull dagger because I don't know if that's politically correct. Please correct me if it's not politically correct, but these are words that I learned and I don't know if they're offensive or not. But even though she was this big buff woman, the physical strength difference between a man and a woman is very different. Men just naturally have just more physical power. Men, we breed men to be 33% stronger, 33% larger than us. And even a man of the same size is going to be 33% stronger than that woman. This is what the data shows, right? Evolutionary biologists have already proven this, right? What happened about 1/3 of the way in, the men realized, you know, I mean, even though she was a big bullish woman, I'll say bullish, and like I said, correct me in the comments if I'm off out of order. Even though she was bullish, the men recognized that she was a woman, and you know what happened about 1/3 of the way through? They started carrying her load for her, right? And I made a video back then. It was about in 2012, and I asked, who can get more to the top? Who can get more items to the top? A man or a woman? And yes, though a man has the physical brute strength to be able to get the job done physically, that woman has the ability to carry her load and make him carry hers too. Listen. Even the most bullish of women, she can get the man to carry her stuff too. Men are different than we are. Men live to please us. And a lot of us are shooting ourselves in the foot. We're shooting ourselves in the foot. For what? I don't understand. What is it that you want? You know what? It's like I saw some of your comments when we were watching the video. I was looking down, seeing some of the comments. And I can tell that some of you have watched some of these other videos out there, and you're coming into my video with all of these other thoughts from other women who have come out. This is what I'm saying. I don't think you're ready for my thoughts. Right? Because I see you parroting, oh, this is a black man, or this you do this, they follow this. Listen, I'm telling you. In public, get on code. Learn your power as a woman. We talk about hypergamy on this channel. I don't know, did you think that you would come to me and that I would be here on this channel and be like, oh, hell no, submit, no, hand down, no, babies, no. I'm here to tell you, yes, oh, submit, why not? What is it? What are we doing? What are we doing here? It's like, what is it that you want? Do you want to be in a relationship with a man where you have to constantly be in your masculine energy? This is what I'm telling you, and I want you to hear me and hear me very well. Yes, submit. The caveat is find yourself a man worthy of your submission. You ever heard of the king cobra? If you look at evolutionary biologists, and if you look at the National Geographic type programs, and you look at the mating habits of king cobras, just like with ladybugs, how they're male ladybugs and female ladybugs. Well, when it comes to the king cobra, that's the name of the species. The king cobra has a male and it has a female. The male wants to mate with the female king cobra. You know what she does? If you see this, you yourself will be looking at the screen frightened. She wraps herself around him and she lunges at his head. She's like, she's lunging like she's trying to kill this other cobra. This is the mating experience, right? She wraps herself around him and she's like going for the jugular of this snake, if they have a jugular, right? And it's not until she gets into this fight of the fight of the ages with this king cobra, that if he is able to fight off her most vicious attacks, she's like, okay, well, now I will let you enter into King Cobra's wombhood, whatever whatever's happening between there, in the flap of what happens in there. She's like, yes, now I will let you in. So I say, yes, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is exactly what we need to be doing. Why do you think I make these videos? I don't make these videos about bums because I think that that's all that's out there. I make these videos about bums so that you could be able to differentiate between a bum and a man who is worth you looking to the guidance of, the expertise of, somebody who you are willing, somebody who you have vetted. And what ends up happening is, I'm getting ready to appear on a segment on Fox talking about relationships between people with different political affiliations. And there are people who have a lot of vitriol in their relationship. They only date certain or marry certain types of people, et cetera, et cetera. But I think what we need to do is we need to take a step back and realize that there are good ideas that exist in both parties. And we need to open ourselves up to the fact that just because you align with a certain set of ideals doesn't mean everything that those ideals state are going to be in your best interest. Because there are fringe factors of the feminist movement. In fact, and I'm going to do a whole entire video about this, Dusties are the ones who benefit the most from feminism. Dusties are the ones who, and they complain about, they're like, oh, the feminists, but the feminists, feminism is what brought the ability for women to go 50-50. Feminism is what brought the ability for men to say, well, what else are you bringing to the table but punani, right? It's the feminists who said, you know what? Let a woman be able to do this, let a woman be able to do that, and she will have all of these other things that she can bring to the table. She can bring this 50-50. That 50-50 benefits Dusties. If you are here and you're like, I want to be in a hypergamous union, where does this man fit into the relationship? What is it that you want for your life? It's like, do you want to be hypergamous, but you want to be there being co-captain? If you want to be co-captain, just go gear up your bank account to be able to pay 50-50. If you want to be co-captain, if you want to assert your power over your man, and this is what I'm saying, that ladies, you need to learn how to harvest the power of your tongue. You need to learn how to harvest the power of your tongue to be able to get what it is that you want from a man. Far too many of us go into dating and into relationships playing the prey. Listen, you need to go out there and be your king cobras. You go out there playing the prey and you let these people tell you whatever the hell it is that they want to tell you. Oh, it's so sad. You go out there and you go under the guise and the tutelage of anybody who comes around, a person with a penis, and you're like, hey, it's a person with a penis. I'm gonna listen to him. But what has this man done to prove that he deserves your submission, that he deserves you being able to, what has he shown in his life that he's a good leader? You know, it's like, now, let's talk about the welfare movement for a moment, right? And I would say one of the things that the welfare movement did is it took away a woman's natural instinct to be able to filter out bum A men, to filter them out and say, you know what? I can't mate with a person who doesn't really have the financial resources to be able to care for this child. So your natural instinct as a woman, because women are naturally hypergamous, according to evolutionary psychologists, women date up, they marry up, they're interested in men who have resources, and they're interested in men who have resources, who are generous enough to be able to share that generosity with the children that they produce, so that she can be able to do the things that she does best as a woman, as a womb holder, as keeper of the womb. So ladies, it's like, what is it that you want? You have to think about what type of relationship it is that you want, but you don't speak out of two sides of your mouth. Where on one side of your mouth, you're like, I want a man who's going to pay all the bills. And on the other side of your mouth, you're like, yeah, but I want to lead him. Now, listen, there's a caveat on there, right? There are going to be some things that you do better than him. You may be able to budget better, or play the stock market better, or manage business and stuff like that better. But you need to know how to work this mouth, dear. You need to know how to get what it is that you want with that silver tongue, baby. Get what it is that you want by talking that stuff. Don't tell me that you don't talk shit from time to time, because I know that you do. Like I said, with the example where we need to get him over the edge, we talk that shit, don't we? So then what is the problem with talking that shit that the man needs to hear? Oh, he's my baby. Yes, I submit to my man. My man is great, right? Because if there's anything that you know about being a woman, is that really just like that woman who was working this event. I mean, doing the lifting of the stuff up to the third floor, right? You control what's happening you control your stuff, and you control him too. As a woman, you know that that whole, oh, I'm submitting, is mainly for his ego. It's the stuff that he needs to hear to make him feel pumped up, right? You say, hear that? Oh, yeah, this is my baby. Yeah, my baby. Oh, right? But at the end of the day, you know, as a woman, first of all, men live to please us. They don't want us to know that, but they love pleasing us. And when we are displeased, things just don't feel right for him. There's a chemical in women's tears. According to evolutionary biologists, go and search this. There's a chemical in women's tears that when you cry tears of sadness, there's a chemical that is emitted. So it's not just the tears that just fall from your eyes when the wind is blowing. When you're sad, there's a chemical that's released from your tears that destroys his heart-on. Cannot maintain an erection when the pheromonic scent from the tears, the chemical, when it comes out, his erection, he cannot maintain an erection. And it's like, ladies, you have so much power, but you think that your power comes from being strong. Like you don't never hear Tanya say, I'm strong. I'm strong. No, because strength is measured by the amount of force that is exerted upon it. Power, on the other hand, is measured by the amount of the exerted strength coming from it. I am powerful. Yes, I am. Because I control what's going on over here, and I control those around me. I am able to use his brute strength. I am able to use his natural desire to please. I'm able to use what comes naturally to him as a man. If you look, those of you who have sons, you know very early on that your sons are like, I got to protect my mama. Daughters don't do that. You don't see daughters saying, oh, I got to protect my daddy. No, there is something ingrained in the male being to want to please you, to want to protect you. And I'm saying, as a woman, you've got to sit back and allow him to. That's how you get the most gifts from this union, from this interaction. And I'm not just talking about physical gifts, I'm talking about the gifts that allow you to rest in your femininity. You will be most happy. Like sometimes we think that we want a certain something. We think that we want to be elbow to elbow on the boat steering wheel with our man, talking about equal. We think. But that's because many of us have never had the opportunity to truly rest in our feminine, to be able to replenish our feminine energy, to be able to do the type of self-care that we need, to be able to give him what he needs so that he gives us more of what it is that we need. It's like far too many of us, when we talk about the mating strategies, far too many of us, we go out there and we're so busy trying to be strong that we don't allow that man to do what it is that he does best. We don't allow him to be able to do the things that he needs to do because we're like, don't worry. And we grab our cape and we're like, we're going to throw him out. Don't you worry. Big mama to the rescue. Sit your ass down, girl. You just sit back and you say, you know what? I don't know what we're going to do, but I trust you. And I know that you will figure it out. And you sit back and you let that man figure it out. You give him what it is that he needs. You put that wind beneath his wings so that he goes out there and he works harder. Listen, I've seen men do amazing things. You want to talk about a mother trying to save her baby and she's able to lift a car. A man who is motivated. I've seen men do amazing things. I've seen men I've seen men come up with solutions. I've seen men work round the clock. I remember that I had this one friend, his father said, I will shovel shit to the wind to be able to feed my children. Allow men to figure it out. Stop figuring it out for them. And you know what? Part of the issue is that there are many of us who were never born, who were never raised in households with fathers, right? I come to you and I give you the lessons that I have, that if my father were interested in making videos, that he would make, right? It's like there's so many of us out there getting treated many different types of ways by men. And you have to ask yourself, if he and I had a daughter, would he want our daughter going out there into the world and having a man treat our daughter the way he is treating me right now, right? And so I'm making a video right now. Can someone get that? Okay, sorry, I'm expecting a delivery right now. So listen, when you are raised in a house with a father, you learn very early on as a child, and men out there who have children, and women, you see the own dynamic with your daughters and your husband or your man, whomever, how she is able to wrap that big grown man around her tiny pinky. And she doesn't wrap him around her pinky by being like, damn it, daddy, I said do this. No, she wraps him around her pinky by crawling up on his lap. You're the best daddy in the whole world, my number one daddy. She kisses his cheek. You're Superman. Lift me up, daddy, higher, higher. And he's like, oh, let me get my wallet. Oh, anything she wants, ballet, or violin, or gymnast, or anything. You want that new baby alive? Anything. Just let it come around. She doesn't get it by like, I done told you, daddy, you better bring your black up. They don't know. She crawls right up there and she's like, daddy, I love you. You're so great, daddy. Biggest man in the whole world. And you wrap that big, gigantic man right around your finger and you melt him. You melt him down into vapors. He can't take it. Can't stand it. He can't even say no. You put your little sad face on. A little tear drop down. And that's it. He's gone. He's gone. Anything you want, anything you need, baby. Anything. And it's like there's so many of us women that we just don't know. We just don't know how to rest in our power. We don't know how to rest and allow him to take on the mantle of manhood. Stop pulling out your cape. Let him figure it out. I believe in you. And if he is not able to do it, if he is not able to ascend, if he is not able, because like I told you, never underestimate the power of human will. It is the strongest force on this earth. We manifest nothing. Listen, we turn nothing into something. You see this book right here? That book is in physical form, but you know where that book started? That book started as an idea in my mind, and then the book was birthed through me. It came out into the world. We are powerful manifestors. That book helps change your life. It helps create, it helps materialize. When we start talking about we are gods, we are goddesses, we materialize something where a thing did not exist before it, we materialize it. And we have got to allow men to be able to do the damn thing. And we have got to, as women, allow him to. We've got to choose well. And we've got to not only choose well, but we've got to fall back and we have got to let men figure it out. I know you can do it. I don't know what we're going to do, but I trust you. I trust you and I know that you'll figure it out. Try that line tonight. And we're going to look at the comments real quick and then I'm going to jump out of here. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you all coming out to the video. How do you feel about my point of view? Am I off base? There shouldn't be any men in this video by now. But what is it, ladies, that you think about my point of view? What is it that you want from your relationship? What is it that you want from your life? If you want to be 50-50, shoulder to shoulder on the helm, listen, I respect your choice as a woman. I respect your choice. But no, you know what? I'll let you all comment in the comment section because we've been going for a quick minute now. So I'm going to let you all jump out of this video. I want you to leave your comments below. Share this video. Please share the video with others that you want to hear their point of view about it as well. All right. So listen, thank you. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you all. Remember, my book is available on, it's sold out. It just got sold out, but you can save it to your favorites and get ready for when the stock is replenished so that you can be among the first to buy it. If you've bought the book, leave your review on Amazon. If you want to support the show, if my show has taught you anything, if you feel that this show benefits you in any way and you are able to contribute, you can go to TanyaTKO.com, click on support. You can support the show. The links for Cash App and PayPal and all of that stuff are below inside of the comments area. And I'm going to let this video simmer for a while. I'm going to chop it up and I'm going to put it on the other platforms. And we're going to have a live call-in show. So I want you to get your points of view and get ready to talk with me live about this topic. All right. So I think I said everything that I needed to say. Let me just look at my list real quick and make sure that I spoke everything out loud that needed to be spoken about. Stay on code, make life easier, look for the woman center. All right. Looks like I said everything that needed to be said. I love you all. Tanya TKO, and I'm out. Go out there and love one another, but most importantly, what? Love yourself. Love yourself, and part of loving yourself is doing what's in your best interest, doing what makes sense for you. Loving yourself is listening to your internal nature. We did that call-in show where there were so many women that called in and they were like, you know what, this pandemic has taught me the beauty of resting in my femininity and how much more they had to give from being able to let their man take the lead and he flourishes as a man. I asked you all to remind me of that thing that I wanted to make sure that I said, and you all didn't remind me, but I'm going to say it now because I just remembered. If you are constantly usurping him, following up on him and all this other stuff, what place does he fit in the relationship? If you've ever had a problem, you know, it's like sometimes we vent to men and we're like, and then he starts coming up with solutions and we're like, I didn't want you to tell me what to do. I just wanted to talk. Well, why not take advantage of his natural inclination to be a Mr. Fix-It? When you listen, I've had some major problems, some major issues, some major things. I didn't know how I was going to figure them out. And I go and I vent to men, and they come up with, it's the caliber of the man now. They come up with these pristine solutions, some of the things that I didn't even consider. And, and as a person, take it from me, as a person who's a business owner, there are times where you're going to have to sit back and delegate. Delegate, go take advantage of the natural inclinations of men. You will be so much happier. He'll be able to straighten his tie, chest puffed out, knowing that he has a place and worth in a relationship where his contribution and his presence is valued. And you get to sit back and orchestrate it all, because trust and believe. Listen, I'm going to say this last thing and then we're going to jump out of here. Right? Now, years, many moons ago, when I worked in the, in the S&M community, ladies and listen, Black women out there, if you want to make a little extra money, go onto these sites and look for some white men who are looking for Black women to dominate them. This is very prevalent out there, but let's go forward, right? Everyone in the S&M community knows that the sub is really the one who controls the relationship. The dom is the one who exerts onto the sub what the sub has already consented that they want. The sub controls that relationship, because submission is a choice. Submission is a gift that you give to the dom. But your submission can be taken away at any time. This is how you control the relationship. If you give your submission to a man who's not leading in the ways that you need him to lead, the goal is to find a man who you can trust, find a man who can lead, find a man who you will willingly, because if that man is doing what it is that he needs to do, you will naturally fit into your groove as woman, as keeper of the womb, and be protected and cared for and catered to. Far too many of us are like, no, I can't. I won't accept this. I won't accept help. I want this. I want that, because we're too used to having our cape, Superman. We got a cape on. Allow yourself to receive, and you will be so surprised. Like, there are a lot of people out there who are like, oh, Tanya, you're so bitter. You're angry. Who hurt you? This, that, and the other. No. But if you see what it is that I attract in my life, you will know that my hurt comes from there being so many womb holders, so many keepers of the womb out there who are not advocating for themselves, who are not standing in their power as women, and are not receiving. Sometimes we block our own blessings. That is what hurts me when I coach people and I hear what it is that they're going through and have been going through. When I know that you can be sitting back, receiving gifts, being taken care of, being catered to, and being supported in the ways that you as a woman need to be supported. But as a woman, as a womb holder, you have to know how that man needs to be supported so that he can give you what it is that you need. And on that note, I'm going to jump out of here. I said everything that I needed to say, and a few things extra. So enjoy the extra treat on that. So Tanya TKO, and I'm out. Peace.